Good morning and welcome to A Closer Look. I'm your host, Linda Fontaine. Today my guest is Becca Davis. She's no stranger from around here. We've had her with other organizations. Today she is here to educate us and tell us about Reframe Foundation. She is the co-founder and director of Reframe. Thank you for being here today, Becca.
Thank you so much for having me, Linda. It's great to be with you.
Oh, our pleasure. So tell me, what is Reframe?
So Reframe is a network of over 85 nonprofits that repair homes for low-income people all over the country. We started as a conference here locally in Kingsport about 10 years ago, just connecting organizations within Appalachia that are repairing homes. But really quickly we grew and we realized that there were organizations all over the country doing the same kind of work, and we needed to connect with each other. So we incorporated as Reframe Association back in 2013, and that was a nonprofit, really the trade association for home repair programs. And then in 2018, we formed our sister organization, which is Reframe Foundation. That way we could apply for grants, we could accept and give charitable donations. And then, gosh, the pandemic hit, and like all organizations, we took a step back and evaluated what was really needed and where we could help the most. And so we found that people needed housing more than ever. People were staying home longer, than usual.
Oh, yeah.
And so just the need for healthy homes was more obvious than ever. And so people who need their roofs fixed, who have holes in their floors, who need accessibility ramps, it's urgent. It always is urgent, but even more so when you're not leaving to go to work or to go to school and you're in that environment all day, every day. And so our nonprofits that we work with really wanted to continue repairing homes, but most of them utilize volunteers to get the work done. And of course, a lot of volunteers weren't comfortable coming out. So we really needed to help our organizations pivot and grow. And so we help them invent new business models, figure out new ways of getting homes repaired and new funding streams. And so at a time when a lot of organizations' budgets were shrinking, we actually grew our budget by about 500% in the last year. We increased our staff. We now have 3 folks working together, and we increased our membership base by about 1/3 in just this year alone.
That's impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, and so with all of this, we realized that we also needed a name change. Reframe meant a lot to those of us who've been to the conference every year for 10 years, but to the outsider, to the funder, to the government official, it didn't necessarily mean anything. So we went through a long process to determine what would be the best name that would describe what we're doing, help us raise funds, help us better advocate for those in need of repairs. And so last week we announced that Reframe is now the Coalition for Home Repair.
Okay.
Yeah, we launched a new website, and the big message that we want to get out is about how many people are in need of home repair and how many organizations are doing that great work. I think a lot of times when we hear about the affordable housing crisis, it's about subsidized rent, about building new affordable homes, and oftentimes people overlook the existing affordable housing that's in need of repair. And that's actually the cheapest and most affordable, most effective, efficient way to keep people in safe, healthy homes is to repair the existing homes that are there.
And I see a statistic that says 37.1 million households live in housing that isn't affordable.
Yeah, it's just a huge number. That's actually about 30% of all households in the U.S. That means they're paying more than 30% of their income for their housing. And so that leaves them with very little for food, medicine, for all their other needs.
Yes, and 17.6 million households are severely cost burdened, spending 50% or more on housing. This is about 14% of all households.
Yeah, I think most people don't realize just how great a burden housing is for so many people. And then of course there's a significant housing quality issue as well. Even if you can afford your home, is it safe? Is it healthy? Does it keep you warm and dry at night?
Oh yeah. And it says 15.6 million housing units in need of home repair that are occupied by low-income households.
Yes, and the cost to repair them is huge. It's about $50.8 billion it's estimated that it will cost to repair those homes. And most folks who need those home repairs can't afford it themselves or can't physically do the repairs, and that's where the Coalition for Home Repair comes in. We have 85 organizations all over the country that repair homes for low-income people for free or very low cost.
Wow, that's amazing. That is fantastic. I didn't even know this existed.
So locally, Appalachia Service Project and Holston Habitat are in our membership, and then across the country we work with Rebuilding Together and mostly independent home repair nonprofits. So we help them figure out the best ways to actually do the repairs, how to recruit volunteers, how to raise funds, and so the goal is just to help people live in safer, healthier environments.
Well, how can people get in touch with you? How do they know they're eligible?
Yeah, so our website has a directory of all of our members, so folks can go on there and put in their state, and they can find organizations that are close to them and can contact our members directly. And so, for example, locally, Appalachia Service Project and Holston Habitat would come up, and you could apply directly to those organizations for help. People can also just submit an email through our website, and we can connect you directly with our members. And our new website is coalitionforhomerepair.org.
Is that what reframeassociation.org was, or is that something different?
Yes, so if you go to reframeassociation.org, it will reroute you to coalitionforhomerepair.org. We just rebranded everything last week, and we've got lots of great information on our website. I did a lot of research in launching the new website and learned a lot of things myself. You know, we know that home repairs impact communities in positive ways, but I didn't know the extent to which. So for example, there was a study done in Philadelphia just last year, and they found that home repairs actually reduce crime by almost 22%, and for every home repaired, the crime went down even lower. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says that home repairs for low-income households is a really high-impact strategy for addressing the root causes of poor health. Because we know if you don't live in a healthy home environment, you're more likely to have asthma and all sorts of other health issues.
Yes.
And so one of my favorite numbers to share it comes out of the North Carolina Housing Finance Agency. They say that health is so greatly impacted by the condition of a home that for every $1 spent on home repairs, you can save $19 in Medicare and Medicaid costs.
Wow.
So not only is it helping the homeowner, but it's actually helping taxpayers as well, and reduces, you know, the burden that you know, the government has to spend on healthcare for folks who are in need of home repair. If you can fix the home, it fixes health issues as well.
Well, you know, I don't think people realize the impact of mold and what that can do to a person's health. I know somebody in particular that has mold, and it's once you get it inside of you, it's very difficult to eradicate inside your body. So that's a big one right there.
Yes, absolutely. So our coalition members have done a lot of incredible work, and we were blessed to be able to support that work. In the last 5 years, our members repaired about 38,000 homes.
Wow.
For about 90,000 low-income people in 38 states. And so those repairs helped about 30,000 older adults, 20,000 people with disabilities, 10,000 children, more than 3,000 veterans. And that's all just in the last 5 years. We've been doing this a lot longer than that. And like I said earlier, most of that work was done with volunteers. So folks who give up their Saturday or take a week off of work and pick up a hammer and help. And so our members have coordinated about 306,000 volunteers that repaired homes. They spent about 7.8 million hours repairing homes in the last 5 years. And so altogether we completed about 71,000 projects across the country, everything from roof repairs to weatherization, room additions, plumbing, electrical projects. There's just, you know, tons of work to be done, but the great news is that there's so many nonprofits and people helping.
Well, how can the nonprofits, I mean, you probably want more and more all the time, people helping you out, right?
Yes.
I mean, you're always probably thinking, hey, the more the merrier, the more it helps out. So how can they get involved?
Yeah, so we have a couple different membership category options. Our coalition members are the nonprofits that actually complete the home repairs, and we're always looking for more groups to join. We also have nonprofit partners, which are other housing networks like Habitat for Humanity International, Rebuilding Together. We also have business partners, so folks who are supporting of our work and also want to connect with our members. So locally, Lake Point Advertising is one of our business partner members. They actually provide the t-shirts and a lot of the swag for our organizations. And so there's opportunities for businesses to get involved. Also, we're always looking for sponsors and funders, so banks, foundations. We work really closely with Lowe's, and so there's opportunities for business partners to join too, and that's all that information's on our website.
Very good. Well, let's go over one more time how people can get involved.
Yeah, so our website's the best place. It's coalitionforhomerepair.org. You can also find us on Facebook. It's the same thing, Coalition for Home Repair. And so the coalition promotes the preservation of safe, healthy, affordable housing for all by supporting the work of home repair and rehabilitation partners nationwide. And we're just excited to get out the message about our rebrand and our new name and the good work that's being done by all of these organizations, because the need is so great, but we know that housing really matters.
Oh, absolutely. I think this is a fabulous organization. Like I said, I had not heard of it before. I'm so glad you came on to tell us about this, because it really is important for people to feel comfortable and to have a nice home and to feel like it's safe and healthy. So thank you so much, Becca, for being on the show today.
Thanks for having me, Linda.
And I hope you come on again soon, because I want to hear how this has been working out for you guys now that we're learning more about it. And thank you for joining us today. This is A Closer Look.